Hi there, this is Chad at Blurb. Today I'm going to walk you through a quick demo of how easy it is to get your blog into a bookstore quality book using our free software. So here we are in a blog called Why Romania. It's our friend Luke's blog. You'll see it is a mix of images, text, hyperlinks, comments, a fairly straightforward blog. Now let's show you how to get this into a book. So I will jump over into Booksmart. I'm assuming you've already downloaded Booksmart for Mac or PC. I'll start a new book. Up pops the new book wizard where I can title the book, add an author if I'd like, and choose the trim size I'd like, either square, standard landscape, portrait, or large format. All of these can be used to create a blog book. I would suggest starting with portrait, as in my experience, it really maps best to the vertical format of most blogs. Press continue. In the next step, which is choose your starting point, I need to choose blog to book because that gets me into the blog to book wizard where I can connect and pull down my entries. This layout here is really just a starting point. Once I get into Booksmart, I have over 70 to 80 different layouts to choose from within that specific trim size. I'll press continue. Next, it asks me to identify my blog source. Basically, what platform am I on? Currently, we support Blogger, LiveJournal, RStory, Typepad, and WordPress.com. If you want any more details about what we do and do not support from a platform point of view, I would suggest you check blurb.com/help and search for blog within our FAQs where there is much more detail there. I'll add my username and password to log in. It connected to Typepad, and it says, which blogs do I want to slurp from? So Luke actually has 2 blogs under his account. I want Why Romania, so I'll select that. I also have the preference here to include comments or not, and how it wants me to treat hyperlinks within the blog. So if I select this, it'll actually take the hyperlinks and include them as footnotes at the end of my entry. I'll press continue. It's pulled down all the text from all my entries, and basically it asks me which ones do I want to choose. I can select all or select just a couple and pull it down into my book. As a starting point, let me just select these 3 or 4 just as a sampling and press continue. Next, it's asking me if it wants Booksmart to auto-populate and basically auto-create my book. If I choose no, I can drag and drop my images, drag and drop my text into the different layouts. It's a bit more of a manual process with a bit more control, but it's pros and cons to both. If I choose yes, auto-populate, it'll take down the text and images and actually map them into layouts, which actually give me a great starting point. If this is your first time through the blog book wizard, I'd actually suggest this. I'll press continue. Finally, asked me to choose a theme. A theme is simply a collection of palettes, backgrounds, ornaments, fonts that can define a starting point and look and feel for my book. There's 3 to choose from here. There's actually 15 once I get into Booksmart from choose from. I'll choose Viewfinder for now and press continue. It is now connecting to Luke's blog and pulling down the highest res images available. Next, it will open up my book, and since I chose auto-populate into my book. So here we are within the main Booksmart interface. You'll see my cover here in the middle, tools on the top, layouts on the left-hand side here, and a pane here called My Blog Entries. You'll see here are the 4 entries I selected available within tree format. You'll also see if I jump ahead here to page 4, and zoom in, that it's taken the text and flowed it into this layout. It's also flowed the images into this layout. And it's taken any of the hyperlinks and added them as footnotes at the bottom. If I dive over to page 7 here, you'll see it's also taken this comment and flowed it into my book as well because I chose that preference. So let me look over back here where it has my blog entries again. You'll see if I open up Amsterdam and Brussels, in the tree view I actually have the text and each individual images that if I wanted to do a more manual build of my book, I could simply drag and drop this text and images out and create my layouts on my own. One note, I also have tons and tons of layouts to choose from here if I don't like this one. I can simply click this, and just like that, it'll change the layout in my book and remap my text. So I can go ahead and play around with all the different tools I have within Booksmart to adapt it, edit, add colors, add borders, kind of make my blog book in the style I'd want. When I'm ready, I simply upload this book to Blurb, order, and I get my book back to my door within 7 to 10 business days. So I hope this has been helpful. Feel free to look for more tips, tutorials, and help at blurb.com. Thanks, and happy bookmaking.